All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I want to thank and welcome any new subscribers to the channel. I know I've got a couple recently, new guys, and maybe women. Thank you. Today, I just wanted to show a quick 10-minute video here of some recent projects that I finished, and I didn't feature any of these except for this one on YouTube. So all of these are new. Some of these are featured on Instagram. You may have seen some pictures, but I just kind of wanted to show you some close-up video of the spoons and where they are in the process of either being finished or waiting to be finished or drying or whatever the case may be. So what we have here is Bradford pear, mulberry, cherry. This is elm or Siberian elm. These two are mulberry. This is birch. And these three on the end are black walnut. So we'll start with the pear, Bradford pear on the end. And let me just look at that. Okay, it looks good. Sorry. And I wanted to show you a close-up of these. Kind of like a general, nothing fancy about these guys. I mean, it's just what I like to make, good utility pieces. When it comes to eating spoons, that's a different animal altogether. Those are more intimate pieces, and I think a little bit more thought has to go into making those because it's a lot of ergonomics you have to think about. Something I am really still learning to do. Study some of other people's work that I've gotten their work, and I try to look at how they create those pieces. So still a work in progress with eating spoons, but you know, you have to make them to practice to get better, I guess. Here's another pretty big, huge bowl in this one. This Bradford pear. This thing is humongous. It's pretty dry. It feels like it's a good utility wood. A lot of tool marks in here. I'll probably leave a lot of them in the bowl, but inside I'll usually sand. The wood's pretty pale. And I wanted to make just a quick mention real quick. If you see anything here that you're interested in, please let me know. Contact me through Instagram, through YouTube, or through my Etsy store. And you can let me know what you're interested in, and I can let you know the price. And if you're interested, I will certainly put it up on my Etsy store and you can purchase it. And it really goes for anything that I show you guys. If you're interested, please let me know. I have a lot of festivals that I will be doing this year with my wife, as we did last year. And so, you know, you guys can see a sneak peek first. Even if I'm making it on YouTube, if you're interested in that piece, please let me know. And I won't put it at a festival. I'll put it on my Etsy store, and you know, you can purchase it from there. So you guys can get a kind of like a sneak peek or a first grab at my work if you're interested. Just want to let you know. This next piece here is a mulberry kind of, I guess it's serving spoon or cooking spoon, whatever you want to call it. I call them all the same thing, I guess. I really like this one. It's beautiful. I mean, the grain on this is really crazy. I mean, you get it in the sunlight, it's like iridescent. It like changes color. The grain hides and then it comes back. It's really, really crazy. I don't do it justice with my carving. The grain is really outstanding. There's another one. This is cherry. Pretty thin bowl. It's same kind of egg-shaped bowl, kind of a serving cooking spoon. Like I said, I don't really go too fancy on the cooking spoons. I want these just to be used. Use them in the kitchen. They're all going to be so great because they're unique, just because you're, you know, in my case, I'm hand carving them, so they're all going to be different. Another cherry cooking spoon here, kind of a good utility, all-purpose kind of shape. You know, kind of handles kind of twisted here a little bit, just from the wood drying and stuff. But if you just hold it in your hand, you know, it feels pretty good, you know, it feels great. It's pretty big too, good for big stock pots if you're making soup or stews or chili or something. Okay, so the next one here is this elm piece that was a mistake. If you saw that video, I had to kind of improvise and reinvent this spoon. It turned out really nice. I like it. I sanded the inside of the bowl, linseed oil and beeswax, and I sanded the handle, the spine here, and the neck here all the way, and I left just a lot of the tool marks on the underside of the spoon just for texture. You know, give it a different feel. Everyone that picks up the spoons, what I always see is, like I mentioned this in another video, people like to touch them, and you get to feel that texture. You know, I guess you get thoughts of just different things, and it's pretty cool. So this is a mulberry eating spoon. I really like this one. This one turned out really nice. This line here is from the hook knife. I must have scratched it as I was making it. I must have turned the knife a certain way and scratched it. I don't know. Now, just real quick, I will let you know this shape is a profile or shape rather, the top here is something that I got from another spoon carver's website. He offered a template for free on his website, so I downloaded it and made a copy of it. He goes by Noble Woodcraft. He's on Instagram a lot, and his name is Jeff Ballantyne. I don't know if it's Ballantyne or Ballantine. So I just want to kind of give him credit for the shape here. Just my interpretation of his spoon template that he offered on his website, so I appreciate that. Go check him out on Instagram. He makes a lot of cool stuff. He's a great craftsman and artist. He's really, really good. It's another mulberry spoon here. It's just kind of an egg shape, freehand drawing on the handle. It's a little pocket spoon. This is probably more of like a soup spoon, I guess, since it's so deep. So the eating spoon thing, I'm still trying to figure out. These are really happy with the way this one turned out. I sanded the inside and then left everything with a tooled finish, and I burnished it with a stone. I like this one. This one's really cool. Pretty wide handle. Yeah, it feels pretty decent. And just so you know, I do stamp all of my work with my initials. It's kind of my maker's mark for now. This is a heavily spalted birch eating spoon. This one, if you do want to purchase this one, you can use it. It is food safe. However, I don't know how durable the wood is, since it is very heavily spalted. This might just be more of a kind of a decorative piece, or just a piece for you to look at and just admire the beauty and the grain. Again, however, you can use it. I don't know how it's going to last if you start to wash it and things like that. So that's just a little disclaimer there. It turned out nice. It's pretty straight, but you know, it feels pretty good. So those last three spoons here are black walnut, and later on tonight I will be starting a Cuxa project, two of them actually, with using black walnut, and I'll go into more detail obviously about that when I create that video. But these are still in the drying process. These are still really, really wet, really a lot of moisture in these. This bowl shape, I'll have to take some more out. Whoops, take some more out of this edge here. It's a little bit too thick. I don't like that, but it's the same bowl shape as this cherry one. I have a template that I made myself, and that's all that is, just a general purpose kind of spoon. It's beautiful. This wood is absolutely beautiful. Still very, very wet. Another shout out to another Instagram person, his name is Michigan Sloyd. That's his handle on Instagram. The inspiration for these handles on these walnut, or two of these walnut spoons, kind of comes from him. He kind of makes, I don't even want to say similar, I don't want to insult him, but this is my impression of his handles. He kind of does these kind of like octagonal type shaped handles, and they are very comfortable. I've kind of adopted that with a bunch of my spoons. You see, this is a little bit like that. It's just, you can't see it in the video, but there's some facets there. I kind of borrowed that idea from him. So when I post these, I'll definitely give him a shout out, and I appreciate it. It's another black walnut spoon. Pretty comfortable. Again, good utility piece. Pretty short. Good for sauteing. This is a shape that my wife really likes. I use this, actually, I have the template right here. This is actually the spoon that I use. This is like a bamboo spoon you would get from a department store, and she likes the shape so much, and she has liked it, so I just kind of, my interpretation of this. It's a little thicker. It's not so thin. It's thicker for strength, durability. Can't be afraid to kind of bang it on the side of the pot or whatever, so it's a beautiful black walnut. Beautiful, beautiful wood. It really is. Really nice one there. And then the last one is still black walnut. This is all of the sapwood. It's kind of like a serving spoon. Still has that egg shape. And the handle is actually pretty nice. I didn't think I was going to like that. But if you look at the side, it's similar to like a super large eating spoon, basically. So still has a little bit more refinements to go on this inside the bowl. I'm still just waiting for this to dry a little bit more. But that's what we got there. A nice little serving spoon there, or cooking spoon. So that's all we have for today for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. These are recent projects. Oh, you know what? Actually, I forgot. Here are some other recent projects. I'll show these really quick. I didn't have enough space on the table. These are little spreaders. And oops, I made most of these with power tools. I did actually wind up hand sanding them. Cut them out on the scroll saw, the shape of it. I made templates of these. These are all just simply freehand drawings. All these different shapes, just experiments. Now, actually, story behind this real quick is my wife, she makes soap and shea butter, and she wanted me to make her a bunch of little spreaders that she can offer on her Etsy store and at festivals for the shea butter. When you're getting it out of the jar, if you have, for I guess maybe for women and maybe even some men that have very large or long fingernails, they don't want to scrape the shea butter out and get all over their fingernails and underneath it. They could just use one of these little spreaders. And she actually has these on her Etsy store. I think these are like $10 or something. I can't remember. But I'm actually going to, just so you guys know, if I do make any of these, if you're interested in these, I'm just going to sell them for like $5 if you're interested in these little guys. Nothing too crazy with these. They're pretty simple to make. But, they could also dub as mini butter spreaders. So just wanted to show you those. These are just recently made these as well. So it's always great to experiment. Don't be afraid to experiment. You'll be maybe pleasantly surprised what you can make, what you'll see. Okay, guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed the video and the projects that I have laid out in front of you. Stay tuned as I start my walnut kutza project. That'll be several parts, and stay tuned. All right. See you guys later.